Hi guys, welcome to the Jake and Ollie podcast. Just to warn you, this podcast does contain adult themes and strong language, and headphone users, please be aware of my laugh. Enjoy it! Here we go. Episode 10. I cannot believe it. Hi guys, welcome to the Jake and Ollie podcast, episode 10. I think we should probably shut that door actually.
Back in a moment.
Bear with.
The neighbours are going, oh my god, we are live!
In 4, 3, 2. So, we just carry on? Yeah, cool. So, last episode of the series, I can't believe it. Straight away, like, that's gone so quick. Cool. So, we've actually got a little meeting later about series 2, which I'm well excited for, and you guys should be well excited for, because we've got some absolute blinders of some episodes coming up, which are going to absolutely take the world by storm.
And to be fair, one of the ideas we came up with, we literally just thought of today of doing, and I'm so excited for it.
Well, he was like, "We're not doing today." I was like, "No, not today." But episode 10 today, we are just going to talk about all the remaining questions that have been sent in by the viewers. We've chucked our own in. And we're just going to add different things that come in and out. So the first one is, now, I used to eat these every single day of my life, right? The penguin, yeah, you know, the chocolate bar.
Of course, everyone knows the penguin.
Right, but is it a biscuit or is it a chocolate bar?
It's a biscuit.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, it's a chocolate covered biscuit. Like a chocolate bar is like a Mars bar, a Snickers. Yeah. It doesn't have any any biscuit in it.
That's
at all.
True.
Whereas it's definitely.
I thought there was going to be a bit more of a debate about that, to be honest, because I had a debate about it the other day. I was like, obviously it's a biscuit.
Well, what was their argument for being a chocolate bar?
Because you find it in your chocolate bar drawer. Do you know what I mean? Like if you had a drawer for chocolate bars, you'd probably put it in there. Like you wouldn't put it in your biscuit tin.
Do you know what? I actually think we should keep. I mean, I haven't had a penguin in years.
I love them,
but I have a vague memory of them actually being in the fridge.
Yeah, that's where I used to have mine. They're not in the biscuit tin.
But then, you wouldn't keep a biscuit in the fridge, would you?
No, you wouldn't.
I mean, to be honest, you shouldn't really be keeping chocolate in the fridge anyway.
See, that's a whole debate.
I hate chocolate in the fridge.
Do you?
I think it's disgusting. Why would you want it to be rock hard?
I like hot chocolate.
The only good thing about chocolate in the fridge is that you can kind of it lasts longer.
Yeah, it does.
And you can kind of
melt in the mouth.
It melts a little bit, but
it's the same with sauces though. Do you keep your sauces in the fridge?
Ketchup, mayo,
in
the fridge.
None of ours are in the fridge.
Even mayo?
Oh, mayo is, yeah.
But I don't eat mayo. That's wrong, mate.
But ketchup, barbecue sauce, all that, that's not there.
Not even barbecue sauce in the fridge.
No, but I do agree that I think it probably should be in the fridge, because when you dip a nice bit of I don't know, a sweet potato fry or something into the sauce, it's better when it's cold. Food always complements when it's hot and cold. If you've got a hot and a cold, it always complements. Like, for example, crumble. If you've got crumble, it's better with ice cream than it is custard.
Oh, I don't know. I love apple pie.
Unless it's like midwinter and you want to get a bit warm, but.
I know what you mean though. I mean, I have heard Heinz came out and said it should be not stored in the fridge.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure they've done a tweet about it before.
No way.
And said, just to settle the debate, this is where we want it to be kept.
Wow.
This might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they said it shouldn't be in the fridge.
Fair enough. In that case then, that takes me on to the next one. A Jaffa cake. Is that a biscuit or a cake? Because this actually turns the world upside down. But it's in the name.
I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. I don't get it at all. What element of a Jaffa cake would make you think that it's a biscuit? For one, you're correct. It says Jaffa cake.
Yeah.
It says Jaffa biscuit.
No.
It's Jaffa cake, and it doesn't have any hardness to it. It doesn't have any biscuit in it. It's literally. Well, what is it? It's like
a sponge. It's Victoria sponge.
Yeah, it's sponge cake with a bit of orange jelly in or whatever it is, and a bit of chocolate over the top.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. They're
It's just wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Shit questions.
My next one is something that I swear by. Your love language. Now, there are 5 types of love languages, if you don't know, as viewers. You have physical touch.
I mean, I don't know this either.
Ollie
This is
doesn't know
new to
either.
me, so
I did say do the test, but I don't think he's done it.
I haven't done it.
It hasn't done it.
I haven't done my homework.
Sorry,
Sorry,
done his homework. So it's physical touch, acts of service, gifts, acts of service, physical touch, gifts, quality time, and what's the last one? Can you look it up? It's on there. It will be on there. Acts of service, physical touch, gifts, quality time, and oh my god, that's so annoying. Just type in the 5 love languages.
Okay, so 5 love languages. They are quality time,
Yeah.
like you've said, receiving gifts,
Yeah.
acts of service, physical touch.
Mm-hmm. What's the last one?
It says 5, but I can only find 4.
What's going on? Chuck it said.
Physical touch, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation, that's the one. Yeah, so like telling someone like words, obviously. So
what is words of affirmation?
So words of affirmation is like just like texting
Like someone saying,
someone
like,
always telling you like I love you
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. But I think
so. It's you like being.
so. Yeah, you've got words of
Someone
affirmation, which
being
is someone
really
telling
nice,
you
yeah.
constantly. Gifts is like someone that obviously like you like receiving gifts. Quality time is just spending time with each other and like on your own. Then you've got
Acts of service. So that's like someone making breakfast in bed, doing the cleaning before you get home, or cooking the dinner before you get home, taking the dog out, something like that.
Yeah, and what was the last one? I'm getting confused.
Physical touch.
Physical touch, which is obviously a lot of touchy feeling. What would you say yours is?
It's actually really hard. That's actually a really hard question.
Really?
Because they're not all through in my head. Words of affirmation, like, I wouldn't say it's something that, like, so like being told that, like, I love you, that sort of thing. I wouldn't say it's like the biggest one. Obviously, if like you're in a relationship with someone and they're not telling you that,
it's a bit weird.
And you've been together, like not after the first week, like first date kind of thing.
Hi, my name's
after
Andrew.
a
I
while,
love you.
If that, it's believable. If that's not a part of your relationship, then that would be weird.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not a love language for me because it's almost like an expectation.
But I think that kind of means like you sit there, say you're in like a long distance relationship, you send in paragraphs every day, like weird, well not weird because if that's your love language, sorry, but like for me that does like I'm just not about it.
Yeah.
Like, there was a time I was in a relationship once and that was like a big thing, like sending each other like big texts. And it kind of just put me off of it. I was like, nah, it's not for me.
See, I prefer that.
Really?
I prefer speaking to people in bigger texts.
Do you?
Less frequently,
And just in,
but like in bigger bursts,
Right.
sort of thing, like that sort of way. Because I don't like. I'm not always like on my phone.
Yeah.
Looking to like have a conversation with someone. I'm not always on my phone, and then when I am, like maybe I'm just trying to like waste some time or something.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you get a message from someone, and it's like you kind of like want to think about, you want to devote some sort of time to like what you're actually saying to someone, and not just like
Just
opening it and you,
reply.
oh fuck, I'm doing something. I've only got a few minutes, and you just like.
100%.
Maybe it's a better thing to speak less often and think more about what you're talking about.
Really? Yeah, I've never thought of it like that.
Or does that like massively overhype the situation almost and makes it a bigger deal than it actually is?
I can't do that. If I've seen like you know what I'm like when it comes to replies, you've got to be on the ball. It's intense stuff. If I'm waiting for a reply, you've got to be on the ball. Like, it scares me because I'm like, then I start panicking. I'm like, have I annoyed them?
I mean, I'll start typing and you'll already be typing a reply. You won't know what I've said.
Do you know what it is though? It's because it comes up on my watch as well.
Yes.
So like on my watch, it'll tell me that someone's like sent me a message. So straight away, I'm like, okay, I'll reply.
Yeah, that's true. I'll turn my notifications off. My watch is too intense. But it's because you can have literally mirror your phone notifications, and my phone goes off constantly. And part of my this is what I was talking about earlier. Part of my challenges for this week is to mute my notifications on my phone.
Oh really?
Because I get too many. The only notifications that I have on my phone for this week. I'll see how I feel after, but it's just try something new. It's good to try something new. The only notification I have will be the podcast email, the podcast Instagram, and TikTok, and my personal email for like jobs, that sort of thing.
No way.
Because when it comes down to it, everything else, do I need to see it?
Well, I mean,
or can I choose to see it when I want to see it?
At least I know now. I'm waiting 3 working days for a reply this week.
And Jake's iMessages.
And Jake's iMessages.
They will be on Do Not Disturb. They definitely won't be on. No, but that's it. Everything else, like dead ass, is on mute for this whole week.
Fair play.
And whenever I pick up my phone, I can then choose to check my messages, and it's more of like I can do it on my terms of when I want to receive that, and then when I want to give out to it, instead of like it being constantly bombarded throughout my day. And just getting useless Instagram notifications, like some of them like completely pointless. And I pick up my phone, and I look at it, and then I'll like, oh well, I suppose I've got to open Instagram now. And then I'm sitting in the middle of work, I'm meant to be doing something. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit more empowering, I think.
Yeah, I hear that actually.
It gives you the choice. So actually, speaking about it now, I reckon I quite like it. I've never done it before, muting my notifications.
Yeah, no, I'm too scared.
But,
if I miss something.
But realistically, what do you need to see on your phone?
I mean, when I'm on jobs and stuff, and like I don't go on my phone, I come back 6 hours later and I see that there's just a few messages. You don't see anything, just really not that deep. But
yeah,
I do sometimes get it and I think, ooh, like when I'm on my phone, I'm like, oh, someone's message, got to reply to that, bam, bam, bam. Like, I'm a good replier, for definite.
You're a great replier.
Yeah, I think I'm too good at replying. The only time I don't reply is if I'm actually like busy. Like,
is that not often?
People won't get like a message from me now because I'm podding. But like other than that, like unless I'm like actually working or whatever, then no, I don't get one. So
I mean,
cool.
That's like a big thing for some people, isn't it? Like replying.
I do love a quick reply.
Do you play the replying game?
Do I play the replying game? I think people that play the replying game are wankers.
You don't do the typical like. I can see it actually pisses me off. Actually,
it does my sweet, mate.
Where or like you'll know who you are. Or if you see someone's phone or they're like showing you something and they show you something on Instagram and their like DM is their inbox thing has got like 36 notifications or something. But like when you look at it, they're like messages from like a week ago.
Are you joking?
And it's like, oh no. And then you're like, why? Just open it.
Firstly, I can't have outstanding notifications. Like people have in their mailbox like 300,000.
That's me. That's me.
Oh.
I'm so far in now. I don't know.
You can't go back.
What to do.
I can't go back.
I can't. I'm sure you can mark all as read. I've googled it like 10 times. Still can't figure it out how to do it on Gmail on my phone. So if anyone does know and wants to help me out. I've got 3,000 and I'm not sitting there and opening them all. So if anyone knows how to mark all on Gmail, that would help me out massively.
Yeah, no, I can't be playing that game. I actually have to wait like to reply, like because like I'll be on my phone or whatever, or I'll see it come in, and I'll be like, I've got to give it at least 2 minutes, otherwise it looks weird. It looks like I'm waiting for the reply.
But what if someone you text someone, they take like a day to reply? Are you still replying 2 minutes after?
I try and stop myself to about 5 minutes.
Get to 5 minutes.
How are you taking a day to reply?
Well, they're doing it on purpose. Because you're right. Like, think of the amount of times we look at our phone in a day. You are doing when you're doing that to someone, you're doing it on purpose.
The only time that I would allow it to slide is WhatsApp. Yeah, when I go onto WhatsApp, if I was on it. And I was like, I need to reply to that later, and I came off of it. It then still doesn't have the notification on the app. Like, you have to go back onto it to see the little blue thing to say you've not read it. So there I can be like, oh, it didn't even come up, like, I forgot to reply. But if you're talking on, like, anything else, there's no excuse. I don't get it.
Do you do like, you know, on Snapchat you can slide
Half swipe.
you know the lingo.
I know about that.
Do you ever do that, like the half swipe on
if I can't be bothered
someone's
to talk to someone, yeah.
notification?
Unless it's
and swipe
important.
it back.
Yeah, but like
I can't say I've never actually done that.
all my mates know that, like, if you haven't got a reply from me within like 5 minutes, I'm either working
Or something
dead.
seriously bad has happened. I'm either working or I'm dead. That shows how great of a reply you are.
Like, it's actually quite bad how good I am at replying.
Do you feel like if you were like speaking to someone on Instagram, for example, and then someone was replying to you really quickly, do you not feel like that would be a little bit like overbearing, like a bit too
No,
much?
I love it. If
love
you're both sitting there on the same chat, just like literally just smashing text.
Don't you feel like sometimes you might run out of like things to talk about with someone if you like are talking all the
Well, it
time?
depends what it's all about. If you're having a conversation, then the conversation's flowing. If you're sitting there struggling to find things, you're both on the chat, and it's a little bit strange. It all depends.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
people play that game.
I just think like when you're texting someone all the time and you're like talking all the time, like throughout the day, talking about loads of stuff, it's like, why are you not just doing that in person?
Maybe you can't.
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe they live miles away.
Or like actually speak to them. Do you know what I mean? That's the part about like texting that I just can't I just don't like it. Like, why don't you just
it's
voice
so
note?
much better to. Yeah, I do like a voice note.
Or FaceTime.
It's quicker to voice note. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do
I
agree.
do have a voice note. I never used to voice note, and I used to think people that voice noted it was just really weird.
I don't like voice notes on iMessage though, because they're annoying. They disappear every now and again, and you can't keep hold of them. Whereas on WhatsApp, I do like a voice note.
Feels very professional.
It
voice
does.
note. And it's a confident move though.
It is a
a
confident
voice
move.
note. If you're speaking, to
Yeah,
someone,
I have this.
and then it's like bang. It's off the cuff as well. Like sometimes, like when you're replying to someone texting, like you can like think out.
100%.
And sometimes you probably overthink that thing. But when you just voice note, it's just like bang. Yeah. This is what I think. This is what I want to say. Have that.
Without a doubt.
So
Definitely.
it's not for me. Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Slight tangent. Quality time is going to be up there for me.
Do you think?
Receiving gifts isn't. I can
Couldn't
straight
give a
away
fuck,
say
mate.
isn't for me.
Genuinely couldn't give a fuck.
I think birthday cards and like Valentine's Day cards, Christmas cards,
Valentine's Day makes
any
me
sort
sick.
of card gift is pointless.
Valentine's Day is so commercial. It's a joke. Like, it actually makes me feel a little bit ill.
Oh, the thing is, I thought you were a bit of a
I used
hopeless
to.
romantic
I used
for
to,
that
honestly,
sort of
mate.
thing. I thought you
I
loved
used to
the
love it, mate. I
Valentine's
used to
Day.
pop round the shops, get all the romantic shit.
See,
No.
I for my first ever girlfriend
You passed me the yeah, cheers.
and my first ever Valentine's Day, I went all out for that stuff.
I did.
Like I was like buying like teddy bears, chocolates,
Oh, that's
flowers,
sick.
and then my girlfriend at the time, I gave it to her and I was like, this is the fucking best present ever. I was like, mate, it's so thoughtful, it's so nice. And then she literally took it and she was like, what the fuck is that?
But like, I
She was like,
suppose it
just
all
found it
depends.
really weird. And then at that time I was like, I don't get it. What do you mean?
Yeah.
But now I get it.
I suppose it all depends, though, really, doesn't it? Because like, I quite enjoy the thought of like just surprising people with a gift or something like that. Like if you're with a bird or whatever, it's like, oh, here's a bunch of flowers or something like that. Like that's quite nice. But like sometimes I've seen stuff online. It's like girls expect a bunch of flowers like at least once a week, and I'm like, what the fuck off.
Do you know how expensive flowers are as well?
Not even that. Like if I was to pick one up for £3 fucking quid, I
That's
don't
where
care.
my mind's
It's
so
not even.
sad.
But like it's not even. But it's just like you're expecting it. So that how can you be grateful for something that you're expecting? Like gifts piss me off. I'm so like honestly, it winds me up. It really fucks me off. Like I don't care.
I think a thoughtful gift's nice though.
If you
Like-
if you put thought and effort in something, that's really nice. But also, I'm not into the old cringy shit. I can't be asked for that.
But I like it if you've said something to someone
Yeah.
and they obviously have listened to like what you've been talking
And
about.
they've then
They get say if you were like, oh, I'd really like need, I don't know, a new rolling pin, something like
something like
that.
that.
And then you're like talking to this person, you're complaining about it, and then like they out of the blue surprise you with something that proves that they listened to what you said.
100%.
That I think is a really thoughtful gift.
Yeah.
And it shows like that
all you've got
listening
to do
them,
to
you
find a way to
appreciate
my
them.
heart is buy me cookies or brownies.
A cookie cake.
Fuck
Oh
me.
my.
Guys, honestly, if you you can't see it because you're listening, but
we could slap it up
maybe we'll put it we'll put it on the Instagram page. We'll put it on the Instagram page. My
put it in
birthday
page,
cake.
yeah.
I don't do cake really, but I love cookies and brownies. So Mum got me like, it's called a brockie, and it's a cookie and a brownie in one, and it was, I can't talk about it. It makes me mouth water. Honest to God, it makes me ravenous. It's just so good. It was honestly the best thing I've ever put in my mouth.
It was like a Millie's cookie, like on top of a brownie.
It shitted on a Millie's cookie. It was so good.
I mean, at work, we had like a shared lunch for our last day the other day, and someone brought in like a Millie's cookie, but it was in a cake. So imagine like a Millie's cookie, but layered up to the point where it's a whole cake.
Wow.
So it was just a whole cookie with white chocolate pieces and the proper, proper sugary, thick icing on the top. Oh my lord, it was incredible. That's my like dream cake.
That sounds absolutely unbelievable.
It does say as part of receiving gifts, surprises. Do you like a surprise?
I'm too planned. I've never had a surprise. No one's really surprised me in my life because I'm too planned for it.
Have you never had like a surprise party or a surprise?
No, because when it gets to my birthday and stuff, like I know minute by minute what I'm doing because my birthday has to be planned.
You love being you're a bit of a like.
Yeah, it's a bit strange.
Everything needs to be controlled, aren't you?
Yeah, because otherwise it scares me.
Go on.
Yeah, I've never done surprises. I like surprising people. I've done a couple of them, but nothing too extravagant. But yeah, surprising me is actually quite hard.
That has actually changed my perspective of receiving gifts as whether that might be potentially one.
Oh, really?
Because I'm a bit of a sucker.
You love a surprise.
For a surprise. Yeah,
Right.
I remember at university, on my birthday, my girlfriend at the time secretly had organised all of my friends to come up to Bournemouth.
Right.
So my friends from Southend.
That's class.
To come up to Bournemouth. And then my two friends from uni, Seb and Bram, took me out to the pub. And then at that point, I was a bit like, that's a bit weird. Like,
oh really?
It felt a little bit forced as to like,
we're going to the pub.
Oh, should we just like pop out to the pub? Which wasn't that abnormal.
Yeah.
But like, it felt a little weird. But I didn't question it because they're quite spontaneous people anyway. So we just went out for a couple of drinks, and we actually met like some classmates in the pub.
Oh, right.
So I was like, well, this just feels like a completely normal night. I didn't suspect a thing. And got back to the house, and literally all of them had turned up. I didn't know it at this point, but I went to walk upstairs, and then Bram was like, "Ollie, just come to the kitchen for a minute," and I was like, "Yeah, okay." Still didn't know. Like, still didn't think anything of it. Maybe it just shows how oblivious I am. And then there's a video actually I've got on my phone that we could potentially pop up, but making a lot of work for this. Whoever's editing this, and then slowly opened the door, and then just saw my friend Ryan like sitting on the sofa, and I was like, "Holy shit, they're actually here!" Opened the whole door, and, like all my classmates, uni mates,
that's so sick.
Friends from home. Were all there like in my kitchen, and we just had like the sickest pre-drinks and the sickest
I think
party.
people that can like arrange a surprise to you, like, there's something about it that they do like proper care about you. Like surprises are so class. So fair play, yeah, alright, yeah, maybe. I'll push that up a little bit.
Acts of service.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say maybe it just feels saying like I feel like I'm saying I wouldn't say for all of them. Acts of service is more, so it's not receiving gifts, it's more of I'm doing something
for you.
I think that's actually more powerful than giving a gift. It's the thing, like materialistic gifts just don't cut it for me. Like if someone was like,
not give a shit.
Like it's more the thought, like the listening ones, but then that's more of like an act of service in a way, because you're sort of listening to them. But I don't know, like, would you rather a gift or would you rather like breakfast in bed, that sort of thing?
I'll tell you my love language is when you've done yours. because I know mine straight through.
Okay, I'm gonna say my love language is.
Do them in order. The 5.
You want me to rate them?
Yeah, that's what I've got.
Right. Okay. I'll say words of affirmation. I'm gonna say gifts is last. No, I'm gonna go first down to the last.
Okay.
So first, I'd say is. This is so hard. I'd say acts of service.
Okay.
Second, I'd say physical touch.
Mm-hmm.
Third, words of affirmation. Fourth, quality time. Fifth, receiving gifts.
Okay. Okay. Mine is acts of service
Okay, so that's the same.
with ease. If you're doing stuff for me, I promise you I'll marry you. Like, if you actually go out of your way to do something for me, like, to me,
That's the
that
thing,
speaks
isn't
levels.
It's the fact that you're doing it, like not just saying it. It's that you've gone out of your way and
like,
actually
even
planned to
just
do
look
something.
after me, man. Like, if I feel a bit rough, just help me
gentle
out, man.
soul.
Do you know what I mean? Just come over, bring me a cup of coffee,
Yeah.
give me a cuddle. Like, oh, honestly, dream mate. Honestly, I'll propose you on the spot.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd do that for you.
All right, mate. Tune in series 2 for the wedding. So, acts of service, quality time. I do think there's something nice about just, like, and I'm not talking quality time like you have to go here, there, and everywhere with this person. I'm talking you can sit down with a bottle of wine and watch Gogglebox on a Friday evening. Like, just enjoy your time together. Yeah, like, I love that. Love that. Then physical touch. Then words of affirmation. Then gifts.
Gifts is a solid last
Gifts is
place,
bollocks,
I
mate.
think.
Couldn't care less. Could not
What,
care
we
less.
haven't really touched on physical touch.
Physical touch, like, just like, for me, I don't know, like, if you can, I'm not one for, like, don't have to be necking on here, there and everywhere, do you know what I mean? But, like, if we were in a,
It's more the sort of like
just a brief touch.
the holding hands.
I'm still
or
here,
like
yeah, holding
hand
hands
on
doesn't
your
bother me.
lap, that sort of thing.
I'm not about PDA, but I'm like,
I fucking hate PDA. I think it's disgusting.
some people are so overboard with it. I'm like, you need to calm down. Some of the shit you see on the tube is a joke. When
That's
I go to
literally
London,
what I was just thinking.
I genuinely feel like you might as well be in a porno, mate. It is so weird, some of the shit you see. It is so
jump on the central
weird.
line after about 12
You know
o'clock.
what I mean? Oh, it's rough as arseholes. But like, if you can just like I quite like just like a little hand on the leg, or you know what I mean? Just something. I'm here, just to let you know I am here. Not like I'm here. Look at me, but like just hi. Oh, that's really nice.
Look at me.
But yeah, that's my strategy. But acts of service is like flies. My love language is I was saying this to you earlier, like my love language is so specific that like if you was to nail my love language, I promise you, you'd have a ring on your finger within 6 months.
There you go, ladies and
If
gentlemen.
you're watching,
There's the end.
that's the one. But yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm about. 100%.
So we've got the same first one and the same last one.
Yeah.
Little bit quality time. To be fair, I'm going to swap with physical. No, what's the other one?
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Quality time,
Yeah.
physical touch. Don't get me
I want them
wrong.
all. Give me them all.
You are.
I have them all. They're all number
All
one.
of them. All of them are. What's
They're
that?
to be
20%.
fair, they're all. You couldn't not have any of them.
No, you couldn't. But when I did the test, I got like 37% acts of service, and then it was something like 34. Yeah, you do need to do the
Should have
test.
done a test.
Should have done a test.
To be fair, by the sounds of it, it probably would be.
Yeah, it probably would be the same sort of thing. But yeah, honestly, it speaks. If you can, but like that's, I suppose. Listen, we're both single, so when it comes to like actually finding someone, I mean, we can talk about the love languages a bit more in depth, and if that person agrees with your love language. Because also, you've not only got the love language that you want, but it's the love language that you give. like, what's the love language that you give out? So I can tell you for certain, I'm not running around like Blue Eyes Fire for you.
But you need to be running around for me.
But you need to get your running shoes on, get your Skechers out, because I need looking after.
That is why we're still single.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what would you say if that was your? I mean, you make a good point actually.
There's two. There's definitely two.
That you. That's what you want.
Yeah, and what you
but
give.
You can't expect what you want if you're not also giving that. So if you're giving off the vibe of being quite a selfish person that doesn't really like tell people how they care, isn't honest, doesn't tell people how they feel, doesn't show their affection towards someone, how can you then expect to find someone who will show affection to you and give you gifts if you're not the sort of person that would do that?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, it does. I'm sure it does happen. Like, maybe more of a one-way relationship. Like, but at the end of the day, they're not. They probably don't end up as happy relationships.
Mm.
There's got to be like some give and take there.
Yeah, there has to
in
be.
Your
100%,
100% your love language.
I can't say 100% without thinking of your mum now. Last
That's
week,
going to be the name of Jake's autobiography.
Last week when by the way, last weekend after we podded and I had my roast with Wally's family, it was a night I remember. It was so
getting a barbecue.
Yeah, now we're getting a barbecue tonight. Gosh, stunning. Ollie's mum said, by the way, when you bring out an autobiography, it's got to be called Jay Bailey 100%. So stay tuned.
The name is so good though.
Yeah, Jay Bailey 100%. Bosh.
I don't think off the top of my head I can think of a book that is just on the topic of love languages and it being give or take.
Yeah.
What is the opposite of your love language? So like things that are just a no go, an ick, a turn off.
An ick, a turn off.
That's quite a good one to fit in, maybe.
Too many, mate. Honestly, I'm actually a bit of a nightmare. Genuinely, like, don't know.
I mean, it's clear cut for me. I mean, we've already spoken about this, like previously, but not on the.
If
podcast.
you eat tuna pasta, you're fucking out the door, mate.
It's to be fair, like it's pre-prepared tuna pasta that gets me. That's been sitting in like a Tupperware box, just sweating away. Like if you're sitting next to someone and you're like, oh, actually, I kind of fancy them a little bit, and then
they just whack
tuna pasta.
Are you joking me?
That's a no-go, straight off the cards. But it's food. Food for me is a big ick. If someone eats something that
sounds strange.
That is just like a little bit pongy. Like if some
burgers, it's not for me.
If someone was like, say, they're like, I'm a massive seafood fan, and they're sitting there like smashing oysters and mussels.
I said don't mind. I mean, I don't like mussels, but if you're gonna sit there and eat mussels, like that's fine. Like, that sort of stuff I don't mind.
Or olives. I think they are rancid. They are literally. It's the one food on this planet that if you had a gun to my head, I wouldn't eat it.
See, they're just a weird texture. Like they're not for me, but listen, if it eats to their own, isn't it?
The thing is, though, if someone's sitting there opposite you eating them, and then you are like in very close proximity to them, and then if I can smell it,
yeah, if it's the smell,
I can't go any further.
Can't be lips in.
Yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening. Like if it's like alcohol, olives, like I can't do it.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
No, I don't know. Red flags for me is just saying that, like, I'll see and I'll be like, ugh, and then I don't know. I don't think I have a specific one.
A cheat is a big red flag for me.
Obviously.
Or someone who like gives off,
who lies.
Someone who lies.
Yeah, can't do
even like a little lie, even like
little white lies. Yeah. Just tell me the truth, man.
Yeah.
Honesty's the best policy. So like straight up.
Because that's just gonna like. I feel like for me personally, that's just gonna like snowball and snowball. It's like if you could lie about that, then
what else can you lie about?
What else can you lie about?
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Or people being overconfident and arrogant. Don't get me wrong. I really like confidence. I like
to a certain extent. There is such a fine line,
and can like do things for themselves, and is very comfortable within their own skin, especially within like a group setting.
Yeah.
they're just like, yeah, this is me, like, and I like it. Like that kind of confidence, I think, is really attractive. But when you're maybe so confident to the point where it comes across as arrogant, where you're like almost forcing your personality and forcing yourself on people or on the vibe of like a whole group, that's a no-go.
Without a doubt. 100%. Yeah. But no, I don't, for me, red flags. There's not, when you say that, or an ick, like, there's not one that springs to mind.
Basically, just don't be overconfident.
Just don't be a prick.
Don't lie and don't eat.
Just don't be a prick. Simple as.
Or
be a
AKA,
nice person.
Don't be a prick. Relationship advice from the Drake 95.
There we go. Which leads you on to the next one. Would you date yourself? Like, if you obviously wasn't yourself, would you date yourself? Like, do you think that you're the type of person? Listen, if you can date me, you deserve credit.
Yeah, I would date myself.
Would you? I would date myself. I'm a pain in the arse.
I mean, I feel like if I didn't hold myself to the standard where I couldn't date myself, how could I then expect other people to want to date me?
Yeah, I suppose it comes back to what we were saying about, like,
do you see what I mean?
Finding yourself thing.
So if you were like, oh, I wouldn't date myself because I'm a fucking arsehole.
No, I'm not an arsehole.
I'm not saying that. But I'm saying like if someone asked you, oh, would you date yourself? And I'm like, nah, I wouldn't date myself because I'm a liar, I'm a cheat. Like, and it's like, well,
person,
yeah, obviously. And it's like, well, no shit.
No, do you know what I would date myself, but I just think you've got to be a specific type of person. You've got to be the love of my life, as in, like, there is one person out there meant for me, but they're probably like the only person out there meant for me because I'm a bit of a handful. Because I'm like a little kid. I get excited, like, and I just love doing stuff all the time. And like, it's almost like sometimes I just need that person to go, hey, right, let's just.
Yeah, you need someone to like.
Yeah.
You need someone to like level you out a little
and just
bit.
like bring me up and down and here, there, and everywhere. Whereas, like, I think if you haven't got that patience, like, I suppose I'm a child, not a child. Well, I am a child mentally. I'm a child, but so I would date. I think dating. Listen, we sound like we're on fucking some sort of take me out thing. Give myself that. Not allowed. But I just think, you've just got to be some sort of.
I think if your answer to that question is no, what was your answer?
Well, I originally said no, but obviously I don't mean no because I'd definitely date myself.
I think if you're sitting here and you're going, no, I wouldn't date myself. I think you need to have
a massive red flag.
You need to have a long, hard look
what
at yourself.
The only reason I say I wouldn't date myself for it is because, like, I would date myself.
You mean it on like a
jokey sort of term?
Level,
light-hearted level. Whereas, like, people are like, no, because I'm a prick.
Like, people like it that people are like full of energy, that sort of thing.
100%. I just want someone that I can be myself around.
Yeah.
Like that's all I want in life. Like, just someone I can grow a family with, and have little Joey running around. For those of you that don't know, Joey will be my son.
And he's not a kangaroo.
He
is an actual living.
He's a human being. But that's my biggest dream having kids.
Even if it's a girl.
Yeah, 100%. Well, actually, no. Joey's the boy, and then we've got Thea as the girl.
Freddie would be my choice as a boy name. Yeah.
Joey and Thea, Freddie,
and Poppy.
Poppy's cute.
Poppy would be, if I had
one of my best friends'
sister's
sister's called Poppy.
That's what it would be called.
Poppy's cute.
I mean, that's what I was meant to be called.
Poppy.
If I was a girl, that's what my parents would call me.
The Jake and Poppy podcast.
It's kind of got a ring to it, you know.
It has. Maybe we change it.
Yeah, if there's any poppies out there, you can buy me out.
No, but I would date myself. I just think you've got to be a specific type of person because I'm not saying this is in like I'm a fucking nightmare. I'm saying it because I'm a specific type of person. Like, there's a lot. I've always said it. As soon as you meet me, like every time I go on jobs, like as soon as I'm on a job, I'm like, listen, you're gonna either love me or you're gonna hate me because there's so many different things about me that you'll either love or you'll hate. Like, I'm a big character. I've got a very specific sense of humour. I've got a bit of a potty mouth. Like, do you know what I mean? So if you don't agree with that, you're gonna probably hate me. Whereas if you are on board with that sort of thing, then you crack on. But that's why I get really nervous about going on jobs. Like, I'm like, oh my god, I think I might be hated. But sometimes you make the best friends. Sometimes people don't really get your vibe, which is fine. Like, but I know that, and I think I've come to terms with that in the last couple of years. Like, not everyone's always gonna be like, yeah, like Jake's alright. You do love me or you hate me, which is fine. I don't care about
true.
that.
I mean, I try to think of like something that someone would find annoying
In you.
in me, and I feel like in a relationship, I feel like I'm pretty cutthroat.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes like I'm quite black and white.
Oh,
like,
you have to be though.
If I
You've got to give tough love.
If I want to do something, and it doesn't concern you,
fuck off.
Then and I feel like it's in my best interest to do it.
Right.
Then I'm doing it.
Yeah, well, you've got to be selfish.
Like I'm not selfish in like a negative way.
No,
I don't think
it's a positive
as in,
way.
like, don't get me wrong. Like if we're in a relationship, it's always a two-way thing. I think as I've gotten older, I've realised how to actually have a two-way communication, and a two-way relationship. Because when I look back to relationships that I had when I was younger, never really like spoke about anything. Like things like you just like avoid arguments.
Yeah.
Like that sort of thing. Like you'll not do something or say something because you're scared of it.
That's one thing I've done massively recently. If I'm pissed off about something, I'll call you out on it. And I never used to, because I used to hate the fucking ag of it. Can't be asked to fucking sit there and go blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, and just text away or call and be like. Whereas actually now I'm, what the hell's jumped out of my hand? Like now I'm just like, you know what? You've pissed me off. This is it. Let's deal with it. Because I love you and I like you. If I care about you, obviously I'm going to want to sort it out.
Yeah.
So let's get it done with. Let's sort it out.
I mean, it's like friends that I have, and some of the relationships that they're in, they're very like they don't really argue because they
put it off,
squash things. Like so, if it comes up, they're like,
right, let's sort it now.
Let's sort it. Like what is annoying you about this, or what are you unhappy about? And then they actually like kind of come to a compromise. I've never ever done that.
Really?
Ever. Like ever. It would just be like, like she's annoyed about that. I'm just gonna kind of avoid that topic until it simmers down, and then just carry on. Which is a recipe for disaster. It's not a mature way to go about a relationship with someone that you care about. But looping back to me being a little bit cutthroat, like a perfect example is like if I want to do something like play cricket on a Saturday.
Oh, you're playing cricket?
That takes the whole day, right? Right, and it's only in the summer, from April to August, so it's a little bit longer in the summer actually. But it's not every day, and it's not the whole year. But it takes a whole day.
It's 5 months. It's not even half a year.
Exactly.
It
takes. So selfish. It takes a whole day to do.
Yeah.
And if you're like, oh, I wanna go and do this, like, oh, let's go out to London for lunch. No, I'm not doing that because I want to go and do this. And that is something that I feel like if someone said that to me, I'd be like, what the fuck do you mean you're not coming?
Yeah.
You're gonna like.
Yeah,
but I'd get it. Eventually, I would get it. But I'd be a little bit.
You have to compare it to what you would want to do. Do you know what I mean?
I'd be initially a little bit hurt, but then I think I'd see the reason.
There's this thing that like when you're in a relationship, there's like obviously there's 7 days in a week, so you have like the 7-day rule. So 2 days are for yourself, 2 days are for the other person you're with, and the other 3 are for like one's for your family, one's for your friends, and the other for both of your friends. So like for example, Monday and Tuesdays for me, Wednesday and Thursdays for me and my partner, Fridays to see my family, Saturdays for my friends, and then Sunday I'll have some friends and my other partner's friends get together and we do something. So they say like that's a really good split, which I actually agree with. I think that's quite
definitely
good.
I mean, I think the theory behind it of like
realistically, it's
keeping everyone happy, like not
it's
being that person
ridiculous
who gets in a relationship and drops everyone.
Who does something every day of the week? No one. I want to go to bed on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But like, if you have that sort of structure to you, and they say like, I don't know, when you're in a relationship and you're working, if you're working a 9 to 5, like should be like every other week you do something for each other, every month you go out and do something, or obviously it depends on your finances or whatever, but yeah, I think you just got to find your balance. When you find the one, like, honestly, like, I'm really excited to find the one, like, as you all know, I'm a bit of a hopeless romantic, and like, when it gets to, when I actually find that person, like, I can't wait for it, and just to have that, like...
There's a great, like, storyline developing here.
Here we go.
As we go through.
It is.
Jake and his hopeless romance.
Jake and his hopeless romance.
Hopefully not so hopeless romance.
Imagine by the time the pod's like in a year's time,
Jennifer Aniston's
I'm
just
mad.
saying,
Oh, don't even start me on her. She's a rocket. But yeah, like, just gotta. I mean, is what it is, isn't it? Just gotta. Like, it's just. I think love's great. Like the thought of love. I'm in love with the idea. I'm in love with the idea of being in love. I think it is the most beautiful thing in the world. When you can wake up every day and look at someone and be like, you know, when you, it's such a weird thing, but like, when you love something so much, you just want to eat it. You know what I mean? Like, I just fucking love you. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like, you're fucking like, I love you. Like, fucking hell, like, I just love it. That's what I want every day of the week, 52 weeks a year. Bosh. Done.
Yeah, I know what you mean, for sure.
Yeah. So, going back to the original question, would you date yourself? Yes, I would. And if there...
Yes, but I can understand maybe
we can have like a pod on like a... would you date? Like, do you know, the sidemen do that thing where it's like the Tinder thing, and they have to say like a chat line and the girl swipes left or right. Maybe we do it.
Well, yeah, we're definitely.
Funny idea that.
Right, it's going into the meeting.
It's going into the meeting tonight. Cool, let's move on from that anyway. So, next one. If you have 24 hours left on the earth, what are you doing? 24 hours. I've told you right now, at 5:17 tomorrow night, you're dead. What are you doing?
That is so hard. Recording a podcast.
Record the final pod.
I've recorded 24 episodes and put them out once a year for 24 years.
Everyone's dead, mate. How are you going to do that? We're scheduling.
Oh, what? It's not just me that's dying.
No,
everyone's
gone.
Gone. Oh, hang on. That completely changed up the question.
What do you think?
Is it just me that's got 24 hours and I'm going on a solo tear up, or is it the whole world?
Yeah, I didn't think of it like that.
Because if the whole world's going in 24 hours, it's going to be shit. Right? it's going to be chaos.
Let's go just
it's like the purge. It would literally be the purge. Like people would be.
Yeah, people would do a fucking madness. All right, yeah, just you.
Just me. I think that works. It works better.
Just you.
I'd go. I'd take my parents. I'd go see my closest friends that would care, and then I'd like go. I don't know, just go somewhere.
I think the
so hard.
I think the only logical way to do it would be for me to message everyone that I care about and say, listen, I'm a goner.
You can't go too far, can you?
No, so I'm going to say, here's the meeting point. We meet here at X amount of time.
Bring a bottle of Glenn's vodka.
Bring a bottle of Glenn's and
a
bottle of Boost down the green. No, but meet here then and almost be like a funeral that I'm at, and we just sit there, we reminisce, we chat. I just have a great time, you know.
It's just a celebration of you.
Celebration of life. What's happened?
Where would it take place?
Don't know.
You can't go far. That's the thing. If you have to like spend loads of time like trying to get somewhere, it's kind of.
I'd probably go like
your 24
I'd try and go midpoint for everyone, but realistically, I'd probably just say, listen, mum, I'm not going in 24 hours.
I'd probably just go, meet my friends in London.
Oh, would you? See, I'd probably just say, let's have a fat party.
Oh, that's shit, isn't it?
It's actually really
that's such a weird thing to get your head around.
But you know, also like,
would it be different if you had like 2 days or 3 days?
Nah. Well, you would because you split it up. But I'm talking 24 hours from now. At 5
3
o'clock
days
in the
later.
afternoon, I would go, right, get here by midnight, and we just see the next 17 hours out. And we just, like, there's not an amazing amount of things that I'm sitting there going, I have to do that. Like, granted, like, realistically, the things that you want to do, like, if you want to go to a certain country or something, yeah, like, that's cool, but are you going to be able to do that in 24 hours and do what else you want to do? At the end of the day, the people who are around you that care about you and you care about, they're the people you're going to want to see. Fuck the Great Wall of China, I want to see it, but realistically, it's not going to happen, so I'd rather see my friends and my family. And if you want to go to Australia, you're fucked anyway, because that takes 24 hours, so you're gone on the plane, mate.
Get off the plane, just touch down.
And we have bomb.
That's it. Over.
And when I say bomb, I mean like bomb as in like bomb, like not the actual explosive.
Being played in 24 hours.
Yeah, I just get everyone.
CIA knocking down the windows.
Shit. Yeah, no, I'd get everyone together and just go, you know what? Let's just reminisce, have a good time. Because realistically, I enjoy sitting with people and chatting and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, I think I'd have to like just try and tick off as many bucket list items.
What is your bucket list?
Things as possible.
I don't really have a bucket list.
I'd say shoot a gun.
Shoot a gun. I've shot a gun.
That's up there.
I've been clay pigeon shooting, mate. I was sick. Got 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Bosh.
Should be in the forces.
Maybe I should.
Special forces.
Maybe I should sign up like you.
Yeah, we'll go do it together and we can just bring the podcast
With
along
pod from Afghanistan.
Yeah. Have you seen that video of the guy who he's like, hey MTV Cribs, we're here in Baghdad, and he's like going around their little like setup in Afghanistan or wherever it is, and he's like, we've got loads of fucking water because it's fucking boiling. We drink water all day. It's so funny.
No.
So good.
That sounds class.
I have to show you. But yeah, shoot a gun's definitely on my bucket list. Jump out of an airplane. Go sky.
What a sound.
Shoot guns, go skydiving. No, I'm good. Go travelling. I'd like to relocate to somewhere that's like really quiet, like picturesque. Somewhere I can just go like surfing on the weekends and like go out hiking and shit like that. When I'm like tired and older, I want a peaceful life.
Peaceful life.
I want to do as much as possible before I'm like 40.
Yeah.
And then when I'm like 40, but like I'm moving somewhere like Scotland or the Lake District or somewhere like that. I've already spoke about that before actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't actually have too many bucket list options other than jump out of a plane and shoot a gun, so it's quite lucky that I'm chosen the career change.
I'm due to do a skydive. My mum bought me one for my graduation. I've always wanted to do it, yeah. Mum bought me one, but we just got to book it.
That's so sick. You're definitely going to do it.
Yeah, I literally can't wait. Like, I've always wanted to do one.
That is so cool.
Always wanted to do
one.
one.
So jealous. So you don't have anything you can think of off the top of your head?
Not for bucket list reasons.
Not even like do like a massive show or something like that. There's got to be a bucket list.
There's obviously like shows that I want to do, but
have your own podcast.
I have my own podcast. It's definitely up there, which I've done. Cha-ching. But yeah, other than that, there's shows I want to do, but I wouldn't sit here and say, cool. If I die and I haven't done that, it's the end of the world. You know, well, it would be the end of the world. I'll be dead, but you know what I'm saying?
Some people do though. Like some people do have like a list of like 20 things
have to do, and I'm like, yeah, it don't really bother me. Take each day as it comes. I could die tomorrow.
Can I find some bucket list examples?
Can do. What's
the next question?
If you had a superpower, what would it be? Like, if you could have a superpower.
I think there's one answer that springs to my mind in that question. Right. My favourite superhero, it's got to be Spider-Man.
Really? You like to climb shit?
Yeah. I climb shit. I mean, I saw that new Doctor Strange film where the girl's like, he shoots webs out of himself.
Yeah, like his bum.
Out of his butt. And he's like, actually, I
By the way, if you haven't seen Multiverse of Madness, do it, because it's class.
I mean, I fell asleep about.
I've had many arguments with many people because they rated it. Before I went to see it, I said to my mates, right, don't know anything about it, but just rate it out of 10. And 5, a 6 and a 7.
6. I give
I'm
it a
going
6.
at least an 8.
Really?
At least. I'd push it to a 9.
I fell asleep like 5 times in the last third of that film, and every time I kept waking up because there was a loud bang every time. I was like, "Fuck, what the fuck?"
I'd actually push it and say it's better than No Way Home.
I mean, that's absolutely fucking criminal. But every time I woke up, it was in that same tomb, that same chamber thing, where she has the book and then someone destroys the monk person goes and stabs the book, right?
Yeah.
And then she goes to that chamber where there's the etchings or something, so she can still cast the same spell.
Yes.
And she can doppelgang.
Yeah, she's dream hopping.
For like an hour, I swear the film unfolded in that same room, and it was
It did, because there was a lot going on, mate.
It was so
good. Shut up. Anyway, we move on from that. If I had a superpower, my superpower.
Spider-Man would be Spider-Man.
So Ollie's going Spider-Man. Mine would be to time travel.
Okay, I don't know how I feel about
I'd like to be able to time travel.
You going back or forwards?
All of the above, mate.
All of them.
I'm going to see every single fucking thing in the world.
What about like Doctor Strange? So instead of time traveling, you move to different universes.
No, fuck that.
Is that too much?
Yeah, I can't do that.
Just stick to the same one, but just go backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
What's the point though? Because once you've already gone back a few times, what's the point of then going forwards? I suppose you'd have to go really.
You just want to hop to
really
different
far
events, don't you?
forwards.
Like, I want to hop to like the 60s, have a groove in the 60s.
That'd be quality.
Hop to the 1920s, do a bit of Charleston. Go way back when to the Victorian times, see what was running.
Bit of Bridgerton, Downton Abbey.
100%. See what happens, right?
Yeah, I could see that. What if you could be any superhero? What superhero would you be?
Thanos. She's got the Infinity Stones. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Fucking hench.
You can do whatever the fuck you want, and he's purple like Barney.
Alright, we took my auntie's dog out for a walk.
Is he purple as well?
No, but he's called Barney.
Oh really?
He's a fucking arsehole. He's such a prick. Sorry, Auntie Heidi, if you are listening to this, but your dog bites me. It's honestly, like, I love dogs.
Yeah.
Right. We used to have a dog. It was amazing. But this new dog is like, he just bites people, and he's from Romania.
Right.
And I've tried communicating in Romanian via Google Translate. Doesn't work.
Really?
I've tried communicating in English.
It doesn't work.
Doesn't work. So I've come to the conclusion that he is just a prick and doesn't want to listen.
With him. I'm joking before anyone cuts me off.
Gets to Kurt Zuma. Just drop him.
Kurt Zuma's magic. He wears a magic hat. And if you throw a guy, he will kick the fuck about.
To be fair, I mean, if you'd done that, I'm pretty sure his dog would just attack you. But he's just a puppy. Like, he gets so overexcited about stuff to the point where he'll jump up and, like, dogs' teeth. So like they'll put their jaws around stuff and like kind of like not hard, like bite things hard, but like just almost like feel it.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't do that. He does it hard. Like he'll literally bite you. I mean, he steals your shoes. This is what I mean. He does things that I'm like, I think you're doing it on purpose. I think you're just an arsehole.
What pikey? Still fucking shoes. Get your own pal. Go Clarks.
But that's my rant done about my auntie's dog.
Fair play. Yeah. If I was to be a superhero, it would be. You can't go Thanos, can you? But I would go.
Batman.
I don't do DC. Don't do any of that.
You've not seen the latest Batman?
No. I would do. I would probably go
good.
like. Probably go Spider-Man. You know.
I think so. I think all round he's like a decent. He's got like spidey senses, so if anyone throws like a punch at you, like you're already gonna know. So it's basically a cheat code. You're basically invincible.
100%.
You can swing around on stuff. You can climb stuff, and you get Mary Jane as well, which is a pretty big bonus.
So, bosh.
Bosh.
Cool. So the next one we'll go into is Ollie found this one earlier actually. what is your favourite song from your teens that when it comes on, you literally have, like, your body just goes into meltdown, you start fucking jamming out?
That's a hard. I keep saying that actually for all these questions. I stop saying that.
It's a hard one, it's a hard one.
That's actually a really hard one. I'm thinking. I'm buying time is what I'm doing actually. Before I think of what. Probably. The first ones that come to my head are Teenage Dirtbag. Like that, I think that is older than I. No, it's not actually.
I don't know if that didn't come out in our teens, I don't think.
No, that's what I mean. I think it came out before. And Stacey's mom has got it going on. That song. Oh, come on, you must know that song. I'm not going to fucking sing it for you.
And on episode 10 of the Take Away podcast,
that's
Ollie
criminal. I can't believe you don't know that song. She's on.
I was having a flashback to when you started humming Revolting Children when we were talking about that. Fair play.
Yeah, probably those, or like, yeah, I would say like a very music guilty pleasure is Olivia Rodrigo, but that's not really in my teens because that was.
I don't really know if I have one from my teens, as in like every time it comes on. But there's like songs from my teens that I did like routines to, that when it comes on, my body just has to do it. Like Uptown Funk.
It's like High School Musical.
Like Uptown Funk, as soon as it comes on, I'll do the whole. I had a routine to that, so I'll do the whole routine. Uptown Funk. I remember the Lazy song coming out, and I was in music, and we had to watch.
Lazy song. What one?
Today I don't feel like that one. And we was in music, and it had just come out, and we had to watch it and like analyse the music video, which was cool. So I kind of remember that one, but it's not something I jam out to.
Tune, by the way.
Yeah, it's a bop. I think it's, to be fair, it's just that I didn't really grow up on like music of my teens. My mum was bringing me up on like Kylie Minogue, like songs from way back when. Not way back when, sorry, if you're listening to this and you're over the age of 30, I didn't mean that.
Fucking ancient.
Fuck's sake. You are bagged. No, I'm joking. But yeah, like
it's probably 50% of our audience.
Yeah, to be fair, it's just my family and your family. But like, Mum used to take me to rehearsals when I did like Amdram, and we both thought the exact same thing then, and it made me laugh. We both thought we didn't even need to discuss that. And we used to just bang Kylie the whole way. The whole way it was bang Kylie. I should be so lucky. Love it.
I couldn't tell you one Kylie name.
Really? You haven't lived, mate. You've not lived.
I'm sure like if I listened to them I'd know what they are, but off the top of my head,
yeah, you probably would. But like even I remember the other week, I woke up, it was like a Sunday, and I woke up feeling fresh, and I was like, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do like, just gonna clean my room and that. Just started like, pull the curtains, like when you're just on their moves, you're like, I'm gonna reevaluate my life and just start cleaning about. What's that noise? My mum's downstairs with her AirPods in, belting her tits off at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Are you joking? She's singing all the oldies and the goldies. I was like, Mum, pack it in. It's literally, Dad's still asleep.
Stop belting your fucking tits off.
But to be fair, I have no argument there, because the amount of times I'm in the shower absolutely going for them top A's. And she's like, that one sounded shit. I'm like, cheers, Mum. Cheers. Thank you.
You're a bit flat.
You're flat on that one. You're actually shit. Give up your day job.
Well, when you said that, it reminded me of something.
Go on. What was you going to say?
The first song I ever learned the words to.
Ooh.
So,
how did you learn words? Because I remember like a song come out and I'd literally sit there like, oh, 1, 2, 3.
On YouTube. Like,
did you
get YouTube videos?
The lyric video.
Like lyric videos. Like the first. Well, no, to be fair, actually, there's not many lyrics to it. I probably just listened to it and learned it. But I have done before. Like if I liked a song that I really liked, sometimes because I got 2 monitors, I'd smack one on the side. But every time I listened to it, I'd listen to the thing. So then I'd be like, and then I'd be like, oh, I don't really know that. I'd look over and then I'd learn it.
I know my song. Sorry.
Go on.
No. Sorry, no. Carry on.
But the first song I ever learnt the letter was Fireflies by Alice.
Bro, we talked about that the other week. That was my audition song for Matilda. Do you remember? You were like, yeah.
That reminded me of it. That was the first. I'm pretty sure I was about 12 or 13.
Oh, yeah, we couldn't have been. Yeah. No, it would have been. We must come out before that because I sang it for my audition when I was 11. 12. 12.
There you go.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, yeah, it was out by then because I learnt it for the audition.
Yeah. That I used to love that song. That was the first one I knew all the words to.
Yeah, Can't Hold Us Is Mine by Macklemore. Every time that comes on, honest to fuck, it don't matter whether I'm driving, I'm somewhere.
That's such a tune, isn't it?
It came on at Freshers, yeah, when I was in my first year, and that's how me, Matt, and Kane bonded. Because it came on and I jumped on Matt's back. I was like, "Return it around, get on it is," and I was going nuts. I love that song. That song is the one. That song is the one. So there's ours. So we've got Fireflies and Can't Hold Us. Okay, this one. What animal are you shit scared of, but you shouldn't be scared of it? Like, it's an animal that you shouldn't really be scared of. Like, obviously not snakes and stuff, because they are terrifying. But, like, what one are you sitting there going, that scares me?
Cats.
Cats and dogs, mate. Straight off the bat. Are you
Not
nuts?
dogs. I love dogs.
If you're getting a Rottweiler sprinting at me at 300 miles an hour, I'm running a mile. Not it's going to, I don't just run a mile.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would scare anyone. But, like, animals that normally, they're, like, quite cute.
I would go cats over dogs because cats are, like, a breed, as in, like, when you've got...
I mean, we saw a fucking lion out there earlier.
Earlier, right, so we were watching the football, and I just turned around, and this fucking tiger rolls through Ollie's garden. Obviously, it wasn't a tiger, but this cat was huge and fat, and I was like, no, I'm a goner. There's no way. But yeah, cats are scarier because they have like a family. So like, you could start off as a little pussy cat, but the cat family of like lions, tigers, all that sort of shit, I think that's quite scary. I think cats are the one.
Well, I think they're just too unpredictable.
Yeah, 100%.
Plus, they just hurt
Even
you.
dogs though as well. I scared the shit out of my mate. So Matt, yeah, he's terrified of dogs. Like terrified of dogs, right? And we were on a job in Portsmouth, and we were rehearsing, and it was next to a park, and we were stood in the park, and there was dogs about, like so many of them. It was like every dog in the world had just rolled up to this park for a little meet and greet. Anyway, so I was like, I'm gonna fuck him up here. And I went up to him, and I got my nails, and I went into his calf, dug into his calf, and I went, but I made a dog noise. The kid shit him.
That is so hard.
It was brutal. Actually, that's
so
going
funny.
back to like, would you date me? That is my worst thing because I just love winding people up. I love it. Yeah, I love it. Scaring the shit out of people is brilliant. But yeah, I did show him, and he was like, yeah, she nearly cried, and I was like, that was funny. I suppose maybe him choking me out was karma for that.
Was it Matt that done that?
Yeah. Me and Matt have got some stories, man. Honestly, rolls over. Yeah.
That's so funny.
So funny. Right, next one, nickname. If you had, what would you like your nickname to be? Okay, let's go. Is your nickname, and what would you like it to be?
I've got a lot of nicknames.
Go for them all.
I mean, my actual name's Oliver, but only my
I don't think I will ever call you Oliver.
only my mum and dad.
That was weird
Actually,
earlier.
my mum, dad, and my brother.
Your mum calls you Oliver? No,
Yeah.
sorry, your brother.
Yeah, my brother.
Ben calls you Oliver?
Yeah, I mean, my dad kind of in his weird Yorkshire accent says.
Oliver? That was not a Yorkshire accent. Fucking hell. Take that one off the spotlight. Jesus
This guy
Christ.
is an actor.
Take that off the CV. Shit, me. I think that one starred as well. Asterisk.
Oh yeah, because you have to have like your dialects, don't you? What do you have? Like northern.
Yeah, no, I don't start.
What dialects do you have on that? Actually,
Should have done research, mate, when I bought you the fucking 3 pages. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I think it's just Essex. However, I got told the other day that my accent's more London than it is Essex, and I was like, no, I think I'm more Essex. What do you think?
Well, I think when you just said that just then, you sounded more Essex. But
I think
in
after I've had a
general,
couple of drinks, I get really Essex.
I think you're more. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that actually.
You think I'm more London normally? I think I'm more Essex.
I'd say you're more like London geezer.
I suppose I've kind of grown up in. Listen to that voice crack. Jesus shit, man. I think I've grown up.
London.
I've kind of like grown up. I've grown up in London, though, really, essentially, like doing shows and stuff and meeting people from London. Most of my mates are from London.
Yeah, I think it's just listening to you speak there. I think it's more Essex than London. I reckon.
Fairs.
I mean, I didn't actually realise that I ever had an accent until I moved out of Essex.
Isn't it weird? Isn't it so weird? Like you just think you talk normally.
It's more Essex.
But it is. But it is because like. You don't think you've got an accent,
yeah.
And then suddenly you go out and you think, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Goes, "Oh, you from Essex?"
And it's like, "Is it really that strong?" But do you know what winds me up? Right, this is my biggest bugbear. When people go, "You're not from Essex," I'm going, "Well, I am from Essex," and they go, "You don't talk like them off Towie because they're all wankers and they all talk." And they all talk like clowns, mate. No one talks like that. No one talks like that. Shut up. When was the last time you spoke to someone and you went, "Shut up"? Like, just fuck off, no one talks like that. It's bollocks. It's all bollocks. That really winds me up. Grinds my gears. Really grinds my gears. That
grinds my gears.
You know what grinds my gears? You, America. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad we're on the same page. I'm glad we're on the same page. And that is why we're best mates. Cool. So your nicknames?
In sport, it's cousin.
Cousin.
Like, for some reason, it's
a surname thing.
People just call you by your surname.
I think that came from school though, because
Cuz.
Proudfoot always used to call us by our nickname, our surnames.
Cousin, Cuz, OC, OJC, Ollie, Oleg.
Oleg's a big one.
Oleg's quite a big one. Even my parents actually sometimes call me that, to be fair. But my uni mates will call me Oleg because we just like one of our close friends.
I'm going to be honest, I thought it was like a Polish thing.
Yeah.
It is.
That's where it started.
Right.
That's why, if you were like Ollie in Polish would be
Oleg.
Oleg.
Right, okay.
Yeah, well, Oleg. Kind of butchered it a bit there. But that's what they'd say. So that's what Seb started calling me that. And then I was like, you know, it actually sounds sick. So everyone else just started saying it.
Fairs.
And then it kind of just caught
What's your favourite?
Oleg.
Really? Better change the fucking name. I'll call Ollie then, yeah. The Jake and Ollie podcast.
Probably, I think, just because of where it came from.
It means something to you.
It means something to me.
Yeah.
And then I've got a look at things like this and I'm like, yeah, that's...
Unfortunately, you'll always be Ollie to me and my family.
Yeah. But then that's because of the different relationship with those people.
Definitely.
But I like being called like cousin. Well, it's actually, I never get called cousin, I get called cousins and cousins. So no one actually ever calls me my actual name.
Oh, really?
But I like being called my surname, like in like cricket and football and stuff like that.
That's the same. So my nickname is either Bailey or Baz.
I don't like Baz.
Do you not?
No.
I fucking love Baz.
Baz.
Wait, Baz.
No,
I love it. But Bailey, like when I was at college, there is no one out of Southend that doesn't call me Jake. If that makes sense. So everyone out of Southend, I didn't even say that properly. Everyone out of Southend calls me Jake.
Yeah.
So when I'd come home and I'd go out with the boys and they're like, "Oh, Bailey," I feel at home. I'm like, oh, home sweet home. I love being called Bailey and I love being called Baz. I mean, if you was to ask the 7 buffoons if they got any nicknames for you, I'm sure they'd chuck a few at you. Not any nice ones, I'll tell you that much. Their favourite one's Skinny Lips.
Skinny Lips?
Because they think I've got no lips. Which is mad. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. I'm coming for a kiss. But Bailey. I love being called Bailey and I do like being called Baz.
Baz actually makes me cringe.
Really?
Bailey is a quality nickname.
Bailey.
It's also a name in itself.
Actually, when like we talk about like me coming around here, do you say to your mum, Jake's coming around? Do you say Bailey's coming around?
Jake. But then probably if I was talking to like the boys, I'd say Bailey. They'd be like, where's Bailey? What's Bailey doing?
I love it. I love it. It's like, I don't know, it makes me feel like an alpha. I feel like the proper dog's bollocks.
Is Bailey a different person?
Bailey's an alter ego. 100%.
Bailey's a Chad.
Cool, right, so next one. I always do that. Right, cool. So, restaurant. If you had to eat at a restaurant for the rest of your life, what would it be?
No, you've said, I always say that. I was literally about to go.
Right, okay,
That's
cool.
a really hard question. It has to be something versatile, for one. If I'm eating the same restaurant every day, one, that's fucking class. I'm never going to have to cook or wash up.
True.
I just get it delivered, right?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
or just eat out, as long as the food comes from that place.
Yeah.
I love a Frango's.
I've never had one.
Like,
everyone raves about it though.
I would get Nando's as my restaurant of choice if I could only eat one.
Really?
Yeah, because there's a lot of versatility there. There's burgers, wraps, pittas, just chicken on its own, chips.
Wait, did you
rice.
say Frango's or Nando's?
I'd get Nando's.
You said Frango's though, didn't you?
Yeah, because Frango's one of my favourite places to eat around here. But then I thought, well, I wouldn't have a Frango's every day.
No, we're saying like this could be anywhere. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, no, what restaurant would you only eat at forever?
There's one, right?
Nando's is what I'd...
Oh, fair enough. So Nando's is Ollie's. Mine isn't a well-known restaurant. Well, I came across this a month ago. It's a place in the Lake District in Windermere, right? And it's this Italian place, right? And it's just this cute little Italian cafe on the corner, and you think, oh, that'd be nice for a nice little coffee. You go in, and it's really small. It's obviously owned by Italians. The food, I can't even describe it to you, mate. It was the bollocks. Like, I had a prawn linguine. I've never enjoyed a prawn linguine out of my house that I haven't cooked. Because it normally comes with like tomato and stuff, and I don't think a prawn linguine should. I think it should be like white wine, cream, garlic and chilli. I think that's the pucker prawn linguine. I got it. Like, my mouth is actually going nuts just thinking about it. Like, it's actually, it was so good. And then my mum got margarita. Mum's quite basic. She just loves normal, like.
I'm like that.
I mean, mum can't even have salt and pepper. She's a little bit like.
That's a little bit extreme, actually.
Like, honestly, like, she's like, it's too spicy. Well, I'm not like KFC.
So, like, she
thinks KFC is spicy. She thinks KFC is spicy.
My lord.
She's a nutcase. Anyway, so, yeah, I literally put this slice of margarita in my mouth, and I was like.
Is it better than the prawn linguine?
The prawn linguine was the best thing I've ever put in my mouth, without a doubt. 100%. No cap. Best thing.
No cap.
But genuinely, it was.
I mean, if you're saying that about a margarita,
even the fucking garlic bread was unbelievable, mate. Like, I could not believe what I was eating. I was like, I'm gonna move here.
Was it like a baguette of garlic bread, or was it like
pizza?
Garlic bread pizza.
Yeah.
Proper, like when you bite into it, the kind of garlic just like squeezes out.
Yeah, and like the dough was just.
Fuck, I'm hungry. Shit.
Good job we got a barbecue after this, innit?
It was
just Sunday. It's all closed. Bollocks.
Shit.
But honestly, it was the most unbelievable thing in the world. So I would go there. The Italian in Windermere. Wouldn't know what it's called, but that one. So we've got Nando's and that one.
Shout out to the Italian.
Shout out to the Italian in Windermere. Right, if you could go to a pub with a celebrity, who would it be?
If I could only pick one, there's one extreme or the other here.
Okay, chuck them both.
I'm either going on
Chuck 'em both.
like an insane bender, and I reckon I'd go with like Noel Gallagher or someone like that. Like somebody a proper like
session
fiend.
Yeah.
And I reckon gets up to like absolutely all sorts,
yeah.
like stuff that you in your normal life you would probably never experience. Someone like that, someone like a bit of a rock star,
right?
That like fucking really has it large.
Yeah.
The first one that popped into my head was just Noel Gallagher.
Okay.
So I reckon.
Yeah, he does live it large.
I'll just go with him.
Okay. What was your other one?
To go to the pub with no cash.
Can you
Actually,
imagine?
fucking deep that, how insane that would be.
I wonder how many pints you get for in an hour.
He probably don't drink pints. He's probably like a bit of a fiend, isn't he?
No, I reckon he does
On the
start the
body
pints.
straight away.
Starts the pints, then he's on
And
like,
pack it.
yeah, but... And there is the explicit warning from Ollie Cousins.
A packet of
Jesus
raisins.
Christ.
Because we love raisins. But
sake.
on the other end of the spectrum, is that a word? Yeah. On the other end of the spectrum, yeah. That sounded really weird when I said that out loud. I'd go David Attenborough.
Would ya?
Because he's like, I think he's so interesting.
Yeah, he's...
And I love that shit, like planet Earth and like nature and how insane that kind of stuff is. Like, I just want to know all about it. And he's such like a calming, knowledgeable person. He's so interesting.
Fairs.
I think I could definitely do that.
So, Noel Gallagher and David Attenborough. Yeah, fairs. Okay.
Both at the same time. Actually, no.
David Attenborough getting a
disaster.
He'd die. He would die. He wouldn't be able to keep up.
Yeah, he's 96 now. He probably would.
Yeah, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, David. Hope you're having a great day. Obviously, it's not when this comes out, but today it is.
It's a thought that counts.
Yeah, my two.
Acts of service and all.
Acts of service, no. My two would be, so one of them you won't know who it is. If you went to Italia Conti, you will know who this is. Roy Gregory. He was a singing teacher, and this bloke just spoke like actual life. Like he used to say, "I don't teach singing, I teach life." And he would just teach you like he just talked so much. And I used to literally sit there like, "You're amazing," and you either loved him or you hated him. But I'd love to go to the pub for a pint with him. My celebrity.
It's weird that you haven't, because at the end of our university, we went out on a session.
But there was
with
a
our
lot.
lecturers.
There was a lot that went on regarding like swaps of teachers. So like a lot of teachers left, and then we never really heard from them again. Celebrity wise, this one comes into my head because I feel like, this could get slightly deep.
Go for it.
I'd go Johnny Depp. Okay.
Quality actor.
To listen to his stories about acting, how he's like prepared for all these different roles and stuff, but in his personal life, especially at the moment, he's not having a great time.
He is also a massive cokehead and a bit of a wife beater, apparently.
Well, but this is what the court case is about. It's all bollocks.
Have you seen some of those
It's all bollocks. He's not.
texts though that he's sent around? Like, it's pretty incriminating.
Oh, is it?
It's not looking good for him.
Oh, really? I thought it was all against Amber.
Well, I think that's what a lot of social media portrays it to be. But he's not innocent by any stretch of the imagination. They're both guilty. Yeah, so he's just going to go on for weeks and then end up settling on like 25 million each or something ridiculous like that, and they'll be like, what was the fucking point?
Separate ways, yeah.
Yeah, they'll just settle on something, is what happened.
Maybe I'll take that one back then. So I didn't know that. My celebrity would be...
But don't get me wrong, look, she's not coming out great at it either.
Neither of them are, to be fair. Okay, my celebrity would be...
So what, you're not going Johnny Depp then?
Nah.
Pirates of the Caribbean's so good though.
Yeah, but...
He's such a great actor, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I'm trying to go away from the career though. I'm trying to step away from the industry. I'd go Arsene Wenger.
I think that'd be fucking so boring.
Or someone...
He's such a boring guy.
Or someone who like loved it. Like, Harry Redknapp.
Like someone who...
Harry Redknapp or
has
something
like
like
done
that.
something.
Like Harry Redknapp would be a laugh. Like, I think that'd be class. Did you ever watch Harry's like tour when he took all the oldies, not the oldies, but like David Seaman and all that on tour and that? Yeah, I got quite deep because a lot of them got into gambling and stuff.
I like Gaza and people like that.
Not Gaza, who was it? Like Razor Ruddock and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, wasn't he on like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
Maybe that's my favourite show. I love that show.
You do.
Yeah.
We all see the private.
Get me out there! Every time, if you're lucky enough to ever get one of them, every time I'm a Celebrity's on, every single night at 9 o'clock, you will get a video of Van and Tech and then me going, "Get me out there!" I love it. It's brilliant. Anyone who, like, people will go, when it comes, the first episode of every year, I've got a few people. I might not talk to them for the whole year. And then suddenly I'll send them that and I go, fucking hell, here we go again. But yeah, I'd probably go there, like someone like.
So if you could go to the pub with anyone in the world, you're going Harry Redknapp.
I think he's class, mate. I think he's got a bit of banner about him. Like when he was on Celeb, he was so
funny, to be fair.
Funny. He's got.
Isn't he the one where that clip where the football gets kicked over him and it like hits him on the back of the head and he's like,
I can't remember. But he's also like, I've listened to podcasts with him on and I'm like, I want more. Like, I want to just sit there and listen to you. He does remind me a little bit of the other guy I said, boy, who I would. But cool. Right, okay, so last one. This is a bit mad. What do people misunderstand about you the most?
I would say that I'm quite like a quiet and reserved person.
As in, people think that of you, or you are?
Yeah, so I think people think that of me initially when they meet me, that I'm quite quiet, which like isn't really the case. It just takes me a while to warm up to people.
Yeah.
Like I'm not someone who you put them in like a new situation with a new group of people and they're like this like massive outlandish character straight away. Like it takes me a while to find my feet in like a group, get a feeler for what's going on, then kind of slowly build up to that, to like finding and acting like myself.
Right.
So I think something that annoys me personally when someone says like, oh, you're quite quiet, or he's quite quiet, and I'm like, that's not really the case. I just don't really like you that much, so I don't really spend that much time with you.
Fair play, no, it's fair.
So
that's a fair point.
That is something that I find quite frustrating that people misunderstand about me. Fairs. So, yeah, it just takes me a while to come up to people. What would you say?
I would go just like how I speak. I'm very like, I feel like as a person, I'm just like, this is me. You know what I mean? Like, you get what you see. Like, I don't really, if I feel comfortable in a space, I'll just be me. And sometimes a lot of people go, fucking hell, he's a lot. Like, because I can't, but as I was saying earlier about the whole dating thing, like, I am a lot. But, again, like, mine might love it or hate it. But I would say people misunderstand my humour a lot, massively. Like, I'll make jokes and I'll laugh at it for ages. If no one else can laugh at your jokes, you've got to. But also, like, yeah, just the way that I kind of run my life, as in, like, the way I carry myself. Sometimes people don't, not carry myself, I think that's the wrong way, but, like, people just sit there and sometimes think he's a bit of a clown, but I'm not a clown, I'm just made to have fun. And there's a very fine line. I take my work very seriously, I take my social life very, I used to have a laugh, you know. And I think sometimes people think he doesn't. Does that make any
Sometimes
sense?
people think that you're not actually
People just think I'm
serious.
Yeah, people just think I'm a class clown, yeah.
Messing around through every
But
aspect.
actually, I'm just a
life.
hyperactive nutcase who loves what he does as a living.
Just a passionate person.
Passionate person, loves people, but I love meeting new people.
Hyperactive nutcase.
I'm a hyperactive nutcase, but like, I love meeting new people, love getting on with new people, finding out about different people's lives. Not in a weird way, but like, just, I think it's so nice when you can meet someone. Like, when I did that job the other week, and it was like, I'll meet you for 3 days. We've got to know each other a lot, and suddenly now, you're not a part of my life, but we're not going to talk like we have for the last 3 days, you know? I think, yeah, just people they can get me, they can't get me. People misunderstand my humour, I think. People just misunderstand me sometimes, maybe, because it all comes from a good place. I've always got good intentions, but sometimes people are like, so yeah, that's kind of where that lies. People misunderstand me sometimes.
Your personality?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, that's the word, my personality. I am what I am, and people sometimes don't understand it or get it, but that's okay. And on that note,
I think so.
I think we wrap it up. So, guys, we have finally reached the end of series 1,
Wow.
which I cannot believe that is. I'm getting a bit emotional thinking about it, actually.
Who would have thought it?
Who'd have thought?
No,
Who'd have thought?
10 episodes.
2.5 months ago, when we were sat there smashing a vodka raspberry, who'd have thought?
It's come a long way, actually.
We've come a long way.
There's a lot of behind the scenes.
There's a lot of
Tech
behind the
here,
scenes that
actually.
have just absolutely blown out. So,
going on. That you can't. I'm not going to
Yeah.
close that in case we lose
In case
the
we
last
lose
2 hours of recording and we have to sit here again.
but
doing
thank
all
you
that.
so much, everyone that has tuned into series 1. We really appreciate it. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. And we cannot wait for series 2. Series 2 is going to be great.
It's going to be great.
We will keep you informed on socials. I don't want to leave it too long, but we'll see how long
Yeah,
it's
we're
going
going
to
to take a little break.
We're going to take a slight break.
I think we've ended on a good position, like on a good note, and I think we've established a good
We've
basis,
established what
like
it
a good
is.
feel of kind of what
Yeah.
the podcast.
We
is
said
like.
earlier, like, this has been like a pilot series. Like, we've kind of found our feet. We've got to learn the ropes. And we're now just going to fly with that.
We're going to have a bit of a meeting.
Yeah, we're going to have a meeting and
And
see
we're
what
gonna-
series 2 is going to bring. So,
See what our intentions are. We're going to hit the ground running with season 2. It's going to be great.
Can't wait.
If you're coming along for the journey, then it's going to be great. It'll be even better.
So, to those of you that are loyal and watch everything, thank you. For those of you that tune in every now and again, thank you. Those of you that don't tune in, you won't even hear this. But
Thank you.
Thank
you.
we have honestly had an absolute ball. Cheers to that. Cheers to the Jake
Cheers.
podcast. Series 1 has been cut there. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you all. See you in series 2. See you later.